lot of ups and downs, but you have to kind of take in that journey. And there will be mistakes made, but as long as your intentions are good, that's all that matters.
80 system!
And have a lot of fun with it. Thank you. Thank you with that. I know that when you talk about, let's see if this works. Love you too. And it's the reason why we do it, because I've always been a people person, and I've always loved to be around people. I've always loved to serve, and I've always loved to entertain. So I knew at the very beginning of my business, I wanted to build a family. I wanted to build a community. I wanted to build a place that, of course, filled with positivity and things like that. So I knew right off the bat I wanted to build this community. And and everyone's been asking me for years and years and years. It's pretty simple. Once you kind of understand some of the basics and some key characteristics of when someone comes into the business, everyone kind of goes through the same kind of characteristics in different phases. The first one is dependent. When someone comes into the business, they're dependent. And here's where you kind of show them how to build the business. Show them all the basics. The basics, I know a lot of people are always looking for advanced training, but the basics are key. And the basic of the business is very, very simple. There's really only about two things you can do in the business, right? Either you get customers, or you franchise, which is bring a new family member in, right?
Yes.
And I tell everybody, building this business is kind of like rowing a boat. You have two paddles. Either you paddle with your left, which is get some customers, or paddle with your right. And that's it. You don't want to complicate anything. I know people try to complicate too much. So for me, let's say I'm a little bit stronger on my right side. So I'll maybe paddle one time on my right, and then maybe two times on my left. Pretty basic. Naturally, I'm just bigger on my right side. So I just I need to talk to like maybe Jordan Kemper about this, because he works out all the time. But anyway, and dependent. Helping them understand that. Next thing, helping them to create a system. So this is very key. A system of presentation, a system of training, so they can be more productive. That's the key. I know that a lot of times people always ask me, how much time do you have to put into this business? Well, it depends on how productive you are. It's not about people going out there they say that I was productive today, but you have to find a way to create production each day. And that's key. Next one, culture. That's key, creating a standard. What type of leadership, what type of culture, what do you expect out of your business? This is really key, because how you start this off is how everybody's going to be building the business later on. Very important. Next part. You got to show them how to do the business now. Leadership is about leading the way. You got to do it, and then they follow. People do what you do, and they don't do what you say.
Yep.
But then eventually you need them to do it. You got to have patience, and you got to trust them. Because if you don't, and you're always going to be doing it all the time, they become reliant. And eventually, you have to do everything. Has that happened to anybody where you have to do everything for them now? And their business only happens when you're working it, and not just them? So for me, once they get to this point, I try to help them move into the next part, the next characteristic. And it's independent. Independent is where they've acquired the skills necessary to become successful. Robert Kiyosaki says it best. He says that people who will be successful in the future are those who can unlearn some of the things that they've learned and acquire the skills necessary to become successful. So no matter what industry you came from, a lot of times you have to find the skills necessary to become successful. It's key. Influence. This is where they start building their influence. Influence is a unique, I guess, thing here. And a lot of times people work a lot on their personal development, but they don't put in enough effort and results. You have to grow personally, develop-wise, and your success has to grow evenly with the results that you create. If these two things coincide, then your influence level will go down. Something very unique. Next part. This is where they also stop this. It's called the blame game.
That's right.
You guys heard of the blame game?
Yes.
Whereas everyone else's fault but their own. Is this person's fault, that person's fault? It's where I live. It's the weather. on why I can't be successful. You guys all know that, right? You guys all seen people point fingers?
Yep.
You guys know that when they point fingers, 3 fingers pointing back at you? Unless you're double jointed, then you have 4. So when I blame somebody, it's their fault. It's their fault. Right? So anyhow, we stop playing the blame game, and it gets good because now they're taking charge. They're taking charge, and they're using their ingenuity and creativity. Most important ones. This is the best part. This is where they take responsibility for their business. I don't believe that you can be successful in this business until you can take responsibility for your own business. It is up to you, right? That's the key. You guys like that one? You guys like that one? So from here, I help them to move to this. This is the one that I focus on the most. Because I believe that in this business and this journey, there's a lot to growing and a lot to learning. So I believe in working together. We can do so much more working together. Interdependent. This is my favorite. This is where independent leaders working together interdependently for a bigger picture, a bigger purpose, a greater vision, a greater mission. When people kind of put their differences aside and work together, I think that that's the greatest thing. When you have that synergy. It's amazing. Bettering each other and the team. But the reason why I like interdependent the most is because here's where it creates teamwork. Teamwork. You can succeed best and quickest helping others to succeed. For myself, people always kind of look at us, okay, yeah, you guys build these big teams, but I think that the best representation and the best team that represents interdependency is the place that you guys all know. Is this place right here. They have, I think that USANA is the greatest company there is out there. I don't think there's a company better than USANA. And the reason being is that because I believe that we have the greatest leaders that is all around that work together. And that's why we have this amazing, amazing company that we're able to call home. USANA's my home. And speaking about home, of course, for myself wise, after today, I'm gonna have to fly back home and continue one of my greatest leadership roles, of course, with Kathy, and that is our new she's 14 days old right now. Youngest USANA 2-star $1 million club member. So, in closing, guys, I'll leave you guys with this. The key to this business is you've got to stay persistent. Never give up, and surround yourself with positive, forward-moving energy, and have belief in yourself. You always have to believe that you're going to win, because only then can you perform like a winner. I'm Aaron Dinh. That was my time.
I love